Welcome to the YouTube video. Today YouTube video, I'm going to be teaching about four things. First of all, the US Reserve Bitcoin Treasury Funds and how it influenced the Bitcoin market. Two, three altcoin to buy in the space of 5 months and make a lot of profits during this period. And three, how to use RSI to trade any asset of your choice. And four, my analysis on Bitcoin for this week. Let's go to the chart. Let me explain and teach you more about it.
Winding the spring, and you are creating high after-tax returns on capital, which increase productivity, which is what makes countries rich.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is on record that he expects markets to go much higher, and crypto thriving will play a key role.
Stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy.
We know he disclosed earlier this year that Scott Bessent has a $500,000 Bitcoin ETF position.
We believe that the United States should be the premier destination for digital assets.
But major news has just dropped that it's really Solana, Ethereum, XRP, and Cardano. Watch today's whole video because it's these crypto coins under the Scott Bessent, Donald Trump pro-crypto in the US environment that appear to be poised for continued growth.
Yeah, welcome to the chart. So right here, I'm going to be explaining to you how US Bitcoin Federal Reserve is going to help Bitcoin and is going to improve the Bitcoin market. First of all, the Federal Reserve is going to bring a lot of big investors from the US to be investing on Bitcoin since the US governor have found Bitcoin to be trusted and reliable that they can invest it that they can invest so much and leave it as an reserve. Second is that it attracts other countries to start their own Bitcoin reserve. As you already know, the US is the leading country in the world, the number one leading country in the world. So other country tends to follow what they do or tends to follow their footsteps. So it's going to attract other companies to open their own Bitcoin reserve. Thirdly, it makes Bitcoin a trusted and stable asset. Yes, it truly makes Bitcoin a trusted and stable asset because if a whole country as US can invest in Bitcoin as part of their reserve, that means Bitcoin is very trusted everywhere in the world. That means it's going to improve a lot of trust and stability into Bitcoin because a lot of big investors and companies would like to invest in it since a whole country like the United States are investing in it. Yeah, it's going to push Bitcoin into a bull run for a longer term. Yes, I'm expecting to see Bitcoin by the end of December around 170k thereabouts. Yes, based on the bullish news around Bitcoin and the US Federal Reserve. Note, with US is going to be investing not once, they're going to be investing millions of dollars steadily, let's say on a weekly basis. Talking about three altcoins you can invest in this year are Solana, Ethereum, and Cardano. Yeah, they have a very good eco environment. There is a lot of positivity in these three coins. Solana have the fastest rate of any transaction in done ever done, and they have a lot of good ecosystem, a lot of increasing ideas and increasing companies on. It's just going to be very great. Ethereum is like the junior sister of Bitcoin. It have a lot of potential. A lot of small mean and altcoins are into Ethereum ecosystem, and the companies have been growing steadily. While Cardano is really downgraded over here in Africa and some other countries, but in the United States, Cardano is a very good um, comp, um, coin, a very good crypto coin you can invest in. Their transactions are very low compared to other coins like Solana and Ethereum, and they have a very good ecosystem. And based on stocks, the best stocks you can invest in right now in 2025 are AI stocks or AI companies. They are really, 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 really moving the market. They are really, really moving the market, and I can't see you can do any wrong by investing in AI companies or AI stocks. So let's go into a RSI divergence. What is the meaning of RSI divergence? RSI divergence occurs when the price of an asset and the relative strength index move in opposite direction, indicating a potential weakness of an asset trend. That means RSI divergence calculates the strength and the weak asset. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how RSI divergence calculate the strength and the weakness of an asset. This is an RSI divergence indicator. Right here is the overbought level. It's measured from 1 to 100. Right here is the overbought level. That is 70. Here is the average or the equilibrium. That is 50. The average price or the equilibrium price, that is 50. And here is the oversold level, that is 30. So normally when once price move and touches the overbought level, that should be a very, very good time for you to sell price to the downside. And when price touches the oversold level, and that would be a very, very good time for you to buy price to the upside based on the divergence the indicator is indicating for you. But the way I use my divergence is that if price like now, we can see that Bitcoin have been steadily going up for a long time as uptrend. Then anytime I see that price show a divergence to the downside, I know that it's going to retest. It's looking for a key zone to retest or a liquidity sweep to sweep out before continue to the upside, because the overall direction is to the upside. So anytime I see that price show a divergence, so what I should be waiting for, I should be waiting for a retracement to the equilibrium price, that is the 50 level, for price to retrace back into that. And if you can check, like let's use this place as an example, you can see price touch, let's use this place as an example, you can see price touch the 70 level around there. So what are we going to be waiting for? We should be waiting for a retracement to where? Retracement to a key zone, or to a sweep of liquidity that will continue price to the upside. So above, so when price enter our 50 RSI, we can see that price touch our key zone. Price touched our key zones to move to the upside. So in this level now, we'll start looking for entering, going into our like 4 hours time frame. Another way we can at the weekly time frame, you can see after price touched our key zone, you can see a shooting star, a shooting star, a shooting star around there. That's another way. Another way you can also try and confirm your entry again is by going into lower time frame like daily. Yeah, going into lower time frame like daily. So in the daily, what can we say in the daily? We can see a bullish engulfing candle, very strong bullish engulfing candle around there. That is a strong bullish engulfing candle. Another way to be sure that you on the right track in trading, you can see it in the daily. let's go to 4 hours. That is where I did my entry. So what I looked for in 4 hours was a change of direction to the upside. As you can see already, price have been falling for some time now. Price have been falling for some time now, and you can see the break of market structure around there. You can see the break of market structure around there, and this is where I did my entry for the trade. So you can see a break of market structure around there. So that is where I did my entry for the trade. So that is the way I trade my RSI. I use the same strategy but just opposite, in the opposite direction for selling. So that is the way I trade my RSI. Once it touches the overbought or oversold level, I wait for a divergence to show. Then once I wait for a divergence to show, I know that once a divergence shows, I know that there's a retracement of the price to a certain key zone, most of the time the closest key zone level. So I wait for price to touch that certain key zone and make sure it touches my RSI 50, that is equilibrium, or and also my um 50 EME. So I also wait for it to touch my 50 EME to both of them. So that's the way I trade with my RSI divergence. So my analysis for this week and how I took a buy on Ethereum based on my analysis for this week on Bitcoin. Let's go into the monthly time frame. That's where I usually start my analysis on. As you can see in the monthly time frame, you can see is break of market structure around there. We can also see a new break of market structure around there. Or we can see a break of market structure around there. So what are we looking for right here? We are looking for the key zone, and this is the key zone that caused the, this is the high and this is the low that caused the break of market structure around there. I talked about in my previous video, my previous trade, I talked about that market. This is the high and this is the low that caused the break of the market structure to the upside. So we're waiting for price to come, and as you can see, this is the high and this is the low that caused the break of market structure to the upside. So price went to the upside. So price break higher over here, and in the RSI, price moved to the overbought level around 7.5. Around 7.5, price started retracing down. Price started retracing down to our key zone and close to the 50 EME. Let's go to the weekly time frame. So our price was retracing. You can see a double top, a break of structure right here, and price started retracing to our key zone. So price almost touched our key zone. Almost touched our key zone. Just a little, I think 3 or 4 pips thereabout. Almost touched our key zone, but touched our 50 EMA. But touched our 50 EMA to move higher to the upside. So we don't have any problem because price not touch our key zones, as long as we see other confluence that can tell us or push us towards a direction. So price not touch our key zones. Price almost touch our key zones, touch the 50 EMA and keep on moving to the overall direction. So how do I enter my trade on this? As you can see in the weekly time frame, you can see a bullish engulfing candle. In the weekly time frame, you can see that right there, a bullish engulfing candle. And for the daily, you can also see a very strong bullish engulfing candle around there too, around there. But I usually take my entry in the 4 hours. So let's go down to the 4 hours. Once price touched my 50 EMA in the weekly time frame, I went down to 4 hours, and in the 4 hours right here, what was I waiting for in 4 hours right here? I was waiting for price to come and take out this low, this high, so we can, and I entered during here. I was waiting for price to come and take out that high. So I entered my trade around when I saw this bullish and go back candle after taking out this high. After I entered around there after seeing a bullish and go back candle after taking out that high, and my stop loss below this low around there. So right now we're swimming. We've made around 1 to 1.7 around there. Well, I don't usually trade Bitcoin. I trade Ethereum. So my entry on Ethereum was somewhere around this level after Bitcoin gave us all the analysis of moving towards the upside. My entry on Ethereum was somewhere around that level, and I've been cashing out since then. So, but my expectation for Ethereum, my expectation for Ethereum right now is that it's for Ethereum to move to my expectation for Ethereum in the coming weeks is for Ethereum to come and sweep out this double top right there. There's a lot of liquidity right there. Sweep out this double top right there. That is around, let's say, for let's say for 4K. Let's say 4K to sweep out that top. That is my expectation for Ethereum the next coming weeks. My expectation for Bitcoin, in the next coming weeks is Bitcoin is going to reach around 140K. That is my expectation for Bitcoin based on the news around Bitcoin. There's a lot of good news around Bitcoin, a lot of new adventures and new things to try out around Bitcoin. So my expectation for Bitcoin should be around there. Should be around 140 thereabouts. So that's where I'm going to like take some profit. So that's where I'm going to like take some profit in Ethereum. Yeah, around 140 there, about there. In Bitcoin, sorry, not Ethereum. So that's where I'm going to be taking some profit in Bitcoin and do for a retracement around there. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching my video, guys. Hope you learned a lot from my video and hope my video was very helpful for you. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.